Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Deepak and welcome you in the bartender series. So today's special episode we're going to talk about the Thai spirits next level. So to talk about this topic, I have very special guest from Thailand itself, Mr. Paul. About the Paul, I met Paul like 4 years before in south part of Thailand. He represents the company called Thai Bev. Okay, if you want to talk about to him about the gin, about the single malt, about the rum, everything, Paul is the person who can give you the whole detail. He represents the Thai Bev as I mentioned, and he travel various countries in the whole Southeast Asia to showcase the brands. So today's episode, he's going to represent the brand called Thai Gold Rum. Thai Gold Rum is the first gold rum from Thailand and mature for 2 years minimum in the oak cask. And apart from that, Paul also going to share with us all his knowledge and all his experience about the Thai beverage and how the Thai beverage is going to the next level in next couple of years. So let's invite Paul over to chat.
Hi, Deepak.
Hi Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks for having me. Hi,
Oh,
hi to everybody else that's listening.
thanks for joining. Thanks for joining and ready to share the knowledge about the Thai spirit for the next level in the whole you can say the global beverage industry. So let's not taking so much of time. Let's talk about something very simple. So we all welcome you in the Bartender series, the special episode about the Thai beverage, Thai spirits next level, and the reason
Yep.
to select you because as I already know you from last couple of years, and
Yes.
you are the person who know at least you know actually everything or not. I can say everything, but most of the things about even the gin, single malt, rum, or vodka, everything. You
Well,
represent the
that's a
company.
part of the job that I do. So I actually, I'm quite passionate about spirits in total. I do enjoy whiskey and I enjoy my gins, enjoy my rums especially, and vodkas now and then. So, I'm blessed with the role that I do. I'm blessed that I get to drink these wonderful spirits on a
Uh-huh.
regular basis. So, I'm very happy about that. So,
So yeah, so that's the thing. Like, so I think you're the right person to share the more details with us about the Thai spirits and how the Thai spirit is going to the next level in the
yeah, of
Asian
course.
market and in the global spirit industry. So, so Paul, can you please share more about you with our viewers who are going to see the thing, the whole chat right now and then later on?
Okay, so just a little bit about myself. Like Deepak mentioned, I am the actual brand ambassador for international beverages or Thai beverages in Southeast Asia. So I look after all of the Scottish single malt whiskies, of course, and award-winning Thai rums as well, and gins that we have in our portfolio. But today, we will focus, you know, something that's close to my heart, of course. Being from Thailand, my roots are Thai, but with a bit of a twist. I've got a bit of British accent. I was born and bred in the UK as well, so but I still have strong roots to Thailand, and I'm very proud to represent our Thai spirits as well. So, this today's session, it's just to get to know about the actual Thai rums that I represent, and especially and the Thai Bev portfolio that we have on hand as well. So I've been lucky. I look after these great, wonderful brands, and I've been within the industry for around about 8 years. I started my role within the international beverages in the UK, looking after like the beers side of things and the Thai rums in the UK, and had a great opportunity to come and live in Thailand, to work here and look after these great brands and spread the word of these great brands within the Southeast Asia market. So that's something I'm really proud to do. So, about a bit of history about the actual, brand that I look after prior that we're going to discuss today. So
Sure.
prior, some of you probably have seen around the actual market now, the actual prior gold was launched in 2011, and the actual launch was actually sold in the European market and also in the US market beforehand, then coming back to the home market in Thailand, I believe in around about 2012, 2013, which was only available in the actual duty-free sector. So, and the big push with Praya rum itself was only, I would probably say, about 5 years ago when I came back to Thailand, and that's when we saw a real big push in promoting this really great, great aged rum that we produce locally in Thailand. So the actual distillery where we produce Praya is actually one of the oldest distilleries in Thailand. And it was actually started producing some really great rums from 1977 in a little place called Nakhon Pathom, which is probably about 1 hour west of Bangkok. If anyone has ever been to Nakhon Pathom, it's a really nice, picturesque area. And
it's near Ayutthaya, if I'm not wrong.
Pardon?
It's near Ayutthaya, right? If I'm not wrong.
It's just pretty much west of Bangkok. So you probably drive about 1 hour west of Bangkok, and you're pretty much at the actual Nakhon Pathom area. And this distillery has been producing, great quality rums for over 40 years. And these guys have so much knowledge. And the master blender is a really a great guy who really has so much a wealth of knowledge, and he's been blending our spirits for such a long time. And that's the thing that's great about this product, is that we have a lot of experience. Even though the distillery's been around for 40 years, that's the key thing about our distillery. It's the experience that the master distiller has, with the blending side of things, and the people that work at the distillery. All these guys that work at the distillery have nothing but passion. That is the main key thing about the rums that we produce. We're proudly presenting these Thai rums, and the people that work there are key to creating this great liquid. And what's so special about Praya, is that the distillery where it's produced in Nakhon Pathom, this is one of the actual key areas where sugarcane is grown. And as you know, our base for Praya is actually molasses. So what we need is really great quality sugarcane in order to produce this great quality molasses that we use to produce our rum. So with the inspiration of Praya itself, you probably heard me talking about this many times about, the 4 Asian elements being very important. So why is 4 Asian elements really key for Praya? Is, as you know, the 4 elements consist of earth, water, fire, and air. So earth is really key in the sense that where we grow our sugarcane, which is in the central belt of Thailand in Nakhon Pathom, so the sugarcane is grown in really rich, fertile soil. That's the blessing that we have in Thailand. We are very rich in fertility. We have great crops being grown, whether it's rice to sugarcane. This because Thailand is actually one of the biggest producers of sugar in the world. I think we're the second biggest after Brazil. So that just shows we're producing quality sugar and sugarcane and producing great molasses, and that is really key to our rum. So earth is important, the rich fertile earth that we grow our rich sugarcane. And the next important part is water. Water is key. Where our distillery sits in Nakhon Pathom, it sits by the actual Tajin River. It's a very small local river, and as you can imagine, the water that is used, it's used from this river that's run parallel with the distillery. And fire is also another key thing, as in the actual rum itself, because this is an aged gold rum. What's important is the actual maturation process, and the casks that we use at our distillery are all ex-American bourbon casks. So you're finding great quality casks from the US, giving you great quality characteristics. And before we actually mature our rums, the process of each cask all has to be really just refired again. So it just reinvigorates that wood. So it gives you more character. What you find when you're using these bourbon casks, you get that intense vanilla notes, slightly caramel, slightly spicy, slightly nutty, and sometimes even honey characteristics. And all of this is just coming from the cask itself. So that fire really invigorates that cask, which really in turn is giving you really great intense quality characteristics. And lastly but not least is the air. What's so special about our distillery where Pryor is produced, because our distillery sits by the actual river, the river blows in such quality clean air, really making sure that when you're maturing these rums in this warehouse that we use, it's really keeping the temperature really cool. As you know, because Thailand is such a hot country, when you're maturing any kind of spirit, you're losing a lot of it to the angel shares, as we call it. In Thailand, because it's so hot, you lose probably 8 to 10% by volume per year. That's just through evaporation. And as you can imagine, when you're producing these spirits, you want to be able to control that as much as you can. So what we have a deep maturation technique where our warehouse sits by the river. That air helps bring in really cool, fresh air, but also the actual warehouse is dug down 4 meters. So in turn, you're actually making that warehouse into like a really cool area where the actual barrel sits and matures. So it becomes like a wine bodega in the sense where you keep your wines in a cellar. It's very cool. As you know, in the bars, some bars have wine cellars. This in turn is pretty much the same method where you're digging really deep into the ground and making sure that part where you're maturing these rums are very cool. That's why you can help control that maturation process. And the longer you can mature these rums for, the quality, the flavor of the rums, and you're helping just intensify that character even more. So that's the inspiration of the actual 4 Asian elements, which is key for producing Pryor. And as you know, with Pryor itself, we have our original Pryor. This is the first bottling that we did was the Pryor Gold. This is an award-winning rum, which we're very proud to present because, as a Thai person, as a Thai in general, we are producing really great quality spirits nowadays, whether it's local gin, whiskies, but rums is a thing. Thailand, we have an abundance of sugarcane, and of course that's why we produce lots and lots of these local rums. And like I mentioned, Pryor Gold is our first rum that we produced as an aged gold rum in 2011, and our next, the baby brother, let's say, Pryor Gold is of course our new Pryor Elements. So this has only been introduced into the market probably about maybe 3 months ago, and just within that 3 months we have won a big award. We won a gold award at San Francisco Spirit Competition, and that's something that my team and the distillery team are very proud of. It's only been out a few months and it's already picking up these accolades. It just goes to show the craftsmanship of the Thai distillers nowadays. We are producing as good as quality as any other countries in the world. I'm proud to present Pryor and go head to head with any of the rums from the South Caribbean rums. We are producing great rums. That's the beauty of producing these rums locally.
Paul, about the same thing what you just mentioned, can I ask you, as I know, as I study about a little bit about Thailand, we have total 16 type of sugarcane available in Thailand. 16 different style of sugarcane available in Thailand. How many style of sugarcane you use to make Pryor rum?
Well, to be honest, the sugarcane that we use, because we have our own plant to process the sugarcane, so that's something we do. But what happens is that usually we would buy from a cooperative or some local farmers which grow these sugar canes for us. So the sugar cane itself, it would be probably a localized sugar cane, which I think probably been helped develop by like a local university, which helps give better yield, which really gives you better yield with the sugar cane that they produce and the sugar molecules and stuff. So that's all down to the local farmers that we buy from. So, and the cooperatives. So I couldn't tell you the exact type of sugarcane, but it's local sugarcane that we buy from the local cooperative and local farmers. So that's key for us.
And about the cask, the wood, what you use to mature the rum. So if I'm not wrong, you get the wood from the Scotland, and then you make the cask in the Thailand itself. Am I right?
Well, the actual cask comes from the US. So we use ex-American bourbon cask. So some of you may or may not know, we actually have one of the biggest cooperages in the world. I think we're in the top 10. So we have a very big cooperage in the outskirts of Bangkok. So all these casks are all hand-selected casks, which are sent over from the US, which are then pretty much rebuilt, then refired again, and just so that just reinvigorate that wood again, so you're really getting that intensity, that intense caramelization from that cask, which really in turn gives you that color and also that flavor, that sweet vanilla, honey, slightly citrus element. That's because of the cask. People ask, what we're proud to say is that the rum that we produce, we don't add any caramel, any sugar at all. So it's all natural. So that's very key for us to let people know that the actual prior rum itself, it's all from the natural process, from the actual molasses that we use, from the process that we use to produce the rum itself, and of course in turn the last part, which is the maturation, which is key. I would say 70 to 80% of a spirit's characteristics and color would really come from the maturation process, and that for us is still an important part. So that's why we don't scrimp from using good quality casks. So that's why we use an ex-American bourbon cask at our distillery, and we make sure that these casks really takes time to mature. So like I mentioned with the prior gold, that is mature for a minimum of 7 years to a maximum of 12 years, and that's just a process of a blending by the master blender. So some people say, why don't you have an age statement? For us, it's not key for us, but as long as people understand that from that age range, 7 to 12 years is what we have in that rum. And of course, with the new addition of our family, which is the prior elements, this is just a mix of aged gold blends. So aged rums which have been brought together, blended. It doesn't have an age either as well, but if you actually taste the rum itself, the quality of the flavor is still there. It's slightly, I would say, slightly younger compared to the actual prior gold, but which really makes it better for I would say, for cocktail-based drinks. Whereas for prior gold, I would say it's a very good rum as a sipping rum. Personally, I would have that as a sipping rum, or a really decadent, really special cocktail as well. So these both are good either way, depending on the bar, but behind the bar making a drink.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for disconnecting. Yeah, actually about the Thai Thai, because so far I only tried the Thai Gold Rum, and you're right, it's a sipping rum. You can actually enjoy this particular rum just neat or on the rocks. You don't need any mixture to mix with this particular rum.
Well, that's the beauty of it. With prior gold, because it's an aged gold rum. If you have a good quality rum, sometimes it's just perfect with just ice. keep it simple. For me, I'm like quite a traditionalist. I like to keep things simple. And for Prior Gold, I'm happily sat there with that and a glass with an ice. Perfect. You know, has a sipping rum. But you know, with this rum as well, it's so what's so good about the rum itself, because it has so much intensity, lots of characteristics. It tends really well to go as a cocktail as well. You know, when I'm out and about on the, you know, bar hopping wherever I am in Bangkok or in the other parts of the world that I look after, you know, a simple daiquiri is something I really enjoy with Prior. You know, it just has so much character. It has that really sweet honey, vanilla, coconutty characteristics, and then, you know, when they mix it as a daiquiri, I think just really complements it well. But with Prior Gold, you know, I'm quite blessed that I travel quite a lot around the actual around the Asia Pacific area, and I've been to many different what they call like a guest shift, let's say. You know, I've been lucky enough to attend quite a few guest shifts in like Malaysia, in Singapore, and I've had the pleasure of taking Palm from Vespa to Malaysia, and the cocktails he came up with for Prior Gold was absolutely amazing. So, you know, I'm quite lucky and blessed that, you know, being able to drink these cocktails, which have been, you know, crafted by some really great mixologists. So, you know, I think for Prior, you know, the world's its oyster. You could be as creative as you like with it, you know, or you be as simple as you like with it. You know, that's the beauty of Prior. That's the great quality of Prior itself.
That's good. That's good. I want to ask you one before we move ahead to the next thing. I want to ask you, as I know about your company, I'm not talking about right now the part international beverage of your company. I'm talking about Thai Bev. Thai Bev is the first company who start distilling the spirit in Thailand. Am I right?
Pretty much, yes. So the story of Thai Bev, you know, I think people would know our most iconic brand is Mekong.
Yes.
So Mekong is the actual first brown spirit of Thailand. So I think the distillery started in the late 1940s, if I remember rightly. 1940, about 1940s. And that distillery was in Bang Yikan 1, which I think was in the Rama 8 area. So the distillery has now moved from that original distillery into Pathum Thani, which I'm not sure if you had a chance to visit there yet, but I think we should take you there one day if you've not been before.
I've been to Banki Khan, which is a distillery, like in 2016, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So yeah, that's where we are now currently situated with Mekong. So as you know, that was pretty much started off the company in that sense. So within the actual portfolio of Thai Bev, we've had so many different spirits under our group. You know, we have Hong Tong, Rong Kao. So these two are the best-selling spirits in Thailand. So if you think of the biggest selling brown spirit in Thailand is Hong Tong, and the best-selling white spirit in Thailand is Rong Kao. So this is and globally as well. Globally, these two brands are in the top 10 best-selling by volume. So that just shows you how big, you know, how much it's consumed. And you know, we are producing local whiskies as well. You know, we have our really great blend 285. So you know, this is really using great quality malts from Scotland. So not many people actually know, but because Thai Bev owns 5 key, you know, really great Scottish distilleries, some of our malts really comes from Scotland. So you're really getting really great quality malts into this blend 285. So that's why people really do enjoy that whiskey. And of course, there are new projects on the horizon, which I've told you before. And I'm not sure how much I can actually say about it, but, you know, let's just say Thailand will have some really interesting whiskies coming out soon.
Yeah, I remember you told me this thing last time.
Yes. So, I think you know, I think with the quality, you know, and the not just the quality, but the actual experience that the local distillers, you know, whiskey distillers here have, and also the whiskey distilling team from Scotland as well. They all have, you know, lots of experience, and we want to use that experience to good use. So, you know, in Thailand, we are really producing something really special, which hopefully I will be able to tell everybody sooner rather than later about this really great whiskey that we are producing. So it's a single malt whiskey. That's all I can say for the moment, which
Looking
I
forward,
kid
yeah.
you not, the distillery I visited a couple of years back, it's actually breathtaking. And we are using all quality, you know, all pretty much all the stills are from Scotland, from Forsyths. And if you can imagine pretty much a Scottish distillery pretty much parked in Thailand, and that's what we've done. And that's just one of the things that we have. It's like, even with our brandy, you know, Meridian. Meridian is also owned by Thai Bev. And the quality of Meridian is because, you know, even the stills that we use at our distillery all come from France. And we're using, you know, Limousin oak cask as well to mature these brandy as well. So Thai Bev are really, you know, stickler for really producing great quality spirits, but they want to use great quality equipment as well. So, you know, no expense spared, let's say, for these different distilleries that we use today.
So yeah, so I think I still remember the last time when I asked you about what's new coming, and you say, wait, we have a Thai whiskey coming very soon.
Well,
So I'm
you
looking
know, you
forward.
know, let's just say, watch out for the Thais. The Thais are coming. You know,
Yeah, let's see.
I think the revolution with the Asian spirits is really strong. You know, I think, you know, with the whiskies produced in, you know, Japan, Taiwan, you know, all these really regional spirits are being done, but it just really proves that, you know, people are really taking note of Asian spirits now, which is really key. So that's why I'm so glad to be able to be within the industry at this current period of time. You know, there's so much buzz going around with all these local spirits that we're producing now. So, you know, like I say, especially with prior rum as well, and more different spirits to come in the future. So hopefully I can share more once, you know, the team lets me. But I
And
will. I'll let you have a little taste of something special the next time I see you.
okay, looking forward. Okay, so Paul, the next thing I want to ask you about the which market, in the which market your product is available in the, I can say Asia or in the globally, which part? Like I know one part you mentioned is the UK. Apart from
Yes,
UK, which other
UK.
countries
Yep.
Fire Thai rum is available?
So Prior is available in the UK, of course. France, of course. Eastern Europe, and in America, of course, as well. So for us, what's important is within Asia itself. You know, China will have it available. Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines all have prior in the market. So, you know, like I said, I'm blessed to be able to travel to these different regions and different countries, and we've had quite a lot of guest shifts that we've done in these different countries successfully as well. You know, we've had guest shifts from like the guys from Native coming to Thailand, and you know, and our top mixologists from Thailand going to Singapore, Malaysia, and I think even Philippines we've been as well. So, and to Japan as well. So this is something we're slowly trying to do. We're trying to build up our brand. You know, making sure people really understand the actual rum itself, how it can be used, and you know, using these top mixologists is key for us, and that's what we still want to do. You know, invite these key mixologists from different countries to help and share their knowledge with the local bar scene in Thailand, which is key. I think this is the beauty of our industry. When these different events happen, all the bars would, all these mixologists and bartenders would come and support each other, learn from each other. That's the beauty of our, you know, we're not closed-minded, we're very open, and that's the beauty. This is what I like about the industry. You know, all these bartenders are like brothers. You know, they're very open. They like to share things, share new ideas, share new ways of working out, and that's the beauty of it. I think, you know, you find some industries people are quite closed. You know, they like to keep secrets, whereas this, people like to share. That's the beauty of it, you know, and that's what I think we're blessed to be in this kind of community. Everyone is really helpful, very friendly, and you go to a different country and, you know, you find that, you know, that everybody's welcoming. That's because of the industry that we're in. You know, we're all within the drinks industry. You know, that's our thing, and, you know, I think people aren't as closed-minded. You know, we like to share what we know, and that's the beauty of this industry.
Yeah, like the sharing is the most important thing, which allow other people to learn what you already know.
So this is the beauty. This is a great thing. It's like what you're doing, Deepak. I think what you're doing is key to really making people understand about the different spirits and the different scenes. You know, different countries, you know, what's happening. So I think what guys like you are really spreading the word, which is key. You know, we need more people like you. You know, we need people to go out there and just, you know, be proud of, you know, of the actual industry, be proud of, you know, presenting different spirits. And that's the thing. This is a good thing about sharing things. Like I'm blessed, you know, for my job as a brand ambassador. You know, that's my key thing, is to spread, you know, knowledge and passion. That's what I do. So and what you do is perfect. You know, you help give us that platform to share our knowledge about our brands and just about the spirits in general as well. So, you know, that's you know, you deserve a pat on the back for that.
Thank you. Okay, let's move ahead about the next thing to ask you. Which Thai style cocktail you recommend to people to enjoy with paya, if the paya available, if they have in their shelf?
Well, to be honest, with Prior, the actual cocktail I would recommend, sometimes keeping, you know, cocktail simple is quite key. Sometimes I think, you know, a good mixologist can, you know, create a great cocktail with some basic ingredients. That's a sign of a great mixologist. You don't need all bells and whistles to produce a great drink. You just need to be able to execute it well. For me, I think with the quality and the characteristics, let's say, for Prior, as I mentioned before, you know, what you find on Prior, it has that real intense sweet honey and vanilla, like, you know, quite caramel, that characteristics. I find that because it has that characteristics, I like something quite simple. I like something that's really like a sweet and sour based cocktail. That's just my personal preference. So, you know, something that's done with using pineapple is quite unique with Prior. So we do have like some signature cocktails that we've come up with the Prior Elements rum. So, you know, using the Prior rum as a base, of course, using fresh pineapple juice, using lime juice, vanilla syrup, and of course some Angostura bitters as well, and even a little bit of Thai tea as well. You know, just something easy, something that's quite local is key. And that for me is something that some of the mixologists that we use tend to do for us, and that's something that I really enjoy. Keep it, if you can, if you want to produce something that's local, use local ingredients and really showcase the country. You know, you showcasing the local ingredients that you have to hand. So I think what we're doing now, there's quite a trend with quite a few bars that I've noticed, especially like in Singapore, like the likes of Native, let's say, you know, they're really pushing the boundaries. They're really showcasing and proudly presenting local spirits, that they only have spirits from, you know, whether it's India, Thailand, Singapore, or wherever it is, as long as it's local spirit, they're really showcasing that and using local herbs, spices, and fruits. And that is, for me, is wow. That is what you are proudly to present Asia. And that for me is something that I think people are really catching on, and that is really important. I think that's the way I think people are going now. They're really looking at the local herbs, local spices, local fruits now. So I think that's really key. I think that's what we should be proud to present our local community, our local forage, our local fruits and vegetables. So I think that's the way forward.
Cool. I will keep this point in my mind when I create my next cocktail with Paya element.
Pardon?
I say I will keep all these points in my mind when I create the next cocktail with Paya element. Okay, Paul. Next thing I want to ask, because we already know or in the Southeast Asia, every country have many spirits from their own local market. For example, every country produce their own rum or something else.
Yeah.
So where Paya rum stands in the Southeast Asia market?
Where do we stand? Well,
yes.
I think because we are an aged gold rum, I think quality is what we stand for. So because it's an aged gold rum, which is, mature for 7 to 12 years, that quality brings us to that kind of a really premium rum. I think, what you find with local producers nowadays, lots of the local rums that are produced, good quality, they're using good quality sugarcane, but quite a lot of them, they don't mature these rums in oak casks, which, it's not to say it's a good or a bad thing. I think each company has their own way of doing things. But for us, we wanted to produce something that really showcases this rum. By maturing it in these oak casks, it's important for us. And that importance from that flavour profile that we get from that maturation in the cask, that's really key. So we want to make sure people know that Paya rum is a very premium rum. And even with the name Paya, if you know Thai language, Paya, the actual meaning of that is of higher ranking. It's bestowed onto the highest rank you can get from the king. So we wanted to showcase our rum with a name that befits it. So, the Chao Phraya River, that river is the bloodline, the life and soul of the country. And that's the name, Chao Phraya. That's because of it being the highest, highest ranked with the name. So that's why we use the name Paya.
Michael, as Paul mentioned, they're getting cask from US.
Yeah.
It's ex-American bourbon cask.
Okay.
Am I right?
So Michael,
am I right?
Yeah. So Michael, the casks that we use are pretty much hand-selected casks, and the distillery that we use to get our casks from the US usually are from the likes of let's have a look, the Sazerac lot. So we use, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, Buffalo Trace cask, quite a lot of Buffalo Trace cask.
Okay.
So the reason why we use Buffalo Trace cask is because they actually air dry these casks. So that's quite important. So these are left to air dry for about 18 months. So that really just takes natural time to actually dry out rather than to rush it and put it into a kiln. So once you have these air dried casks, this is what we prefer to use, air dried casks, which then we bring over to Thailand, which then is pretty much rebuilt up, refired, and then build up our cooperages. So hope that answers your question.
I think so. Mike, you got the answer for your question? I think so.
Yeah.
He's okay.
So like I said, we do use quite a lot of Sazerac stuff. So like Buffalo Trace really do give us good quality cask.
No sound. Junif, I think you need to check your earphone, or maybe you need to check the volume. Okay, Paul, the next thing I want to ask is very personal, what's your experience with this brand? Because you're already with this brand for almost 5 years, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
5 years or more than 5 years. So what's your experience?
Well, I think what I've experienced so far is nothing but but good from it. Because, like I said, I think with Pride itself, what we're trying to do is just to really promote the actual Thai-ness, and also promote that this is a great quality rum which is being produced in Thailand. So we are really just trying to show the world that Thailand can produce award-winning rums as well. You know, it's not always the case that the best rums come from the Caribbean, you know, even though they do create some of the best rums in the world. Yes, of course. But, you know, rums from Asia are just being noticed just as much. So that's the thing. With Prior, that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to just show the world that, you know, rums from Thailand are just as good quality as any other. And, you know, we've been lucky with winning these World Rum Awards, you know, with the Prior Gold and the San Francisco World Competition Double Gold Award for Prior Elements. Now, this just shows you, you know, the quality is there. So this for us, I think, is just to really show the craftsmanship of these local rums that are produced by local people, which have passion for their jobs. This is the key thing with these distilleries. You know, these people that work there isn't just going there for a paycheck. They live and work and, you know, pour out their heart and soul, because it's a job that they do really love. That's the key thing. I've been lucky. I travel the world and I go to different distilleries, and you find that if you speak to all these people that work at these distilleries, they have nothing but passion. That's the key thing. With their passion, it just comes out in the final spirit that they produce. And for us, luckily enough, for Prior, it's this really wonderful rum.
Cool. I think this Junif want to ask something in Thai. Sorry, I can't read this thing.
I sadly I can't read Thai.
Oh, no.
So Junif, I apologize. So if you can write it out in English, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think Junif, it's a request if you can write down in English, so we both can answer in a quicker way. Paul, like okay, let's move to the next question.
Yeah.
It's something just want to talk about the current situation. So, what do you think? How Thai Spirits or your brand is coping up during this lockdown period? So you say the COVID-19 situation in the Thailand.
Well, I think, you know, what the situation's happened is a terrible situation for all of us within this F&B industry. You know, lots of friends of mine, you know, from different parts of the world have had to close down and, you know, just out of work, which is such a shame. You know, we try to support them as much as we can, and you know, for us, what we can do is just try to support the industry as much as we can. That's the only way we can do it. You know, from our brand perspective, you know, I think in Thailand especially, we've just recently did a localized kind of local community promotion. It was to do with local authenticity challenge. I'm not sure you saw it, but it pretty much, you know, we're getting all the bartenders from all across Thailand to get involved and create these, you know, local spirits, you know, local cocktails with Prior, and whoever has the most engagement wins, you know, some merchandise, some money, just help them along the way. I think that's all we can do. You know, we're trying to support the bar industry, and that's the only way we can do it. You know, just trying to keep the guys active, you know, trying to keep them focused, and that's what we've been trying to do. You know, we're trying to support the local market in that way. You know, just give them something for them to do.
Yeah, like yes. Actually, I'm talking about that thing only. I saw that Kungoy from Bangkok Rum Week. She's promoting this particular thing, the local authentic cocktail challenge with the Paya element.
Yes,
and I saw it's going super crazy on the whole social media.
Yeah, well, I think this is a good thing. I think during a time where people, you know, aren't at work, at least it gives them something to do. It gives them, you know, keeps them creative, you know, creating something slightly different with the rum. And like I said, it's all to do with luck and support that you have within your own network. You know, the more people who engage with your, you know, video or your post, you know, the more, you know, you get to get a chance to, you know, win some, you know, prizes, money, whatever it is. You know, it's just keeping these guys, active and interested. That was the main thing that we was trying to do.
Yep. Paul, what's the future you think about the Thai spirit and fire, especially
I
in
think
the
the future looks bright. I think what we are doing in Thailand as a whole, within the spirits, with the local spirits, whether it's the white spirits, brown spirit, I think, we are showing the world that Thailand are capable of producing really good quality spirits, and that's we are here to stay. We're not in a flash in the pan. We want to keep doing what we're doing, showcasing our skills, our local products, and this is something that we will keep on doing. We want to keep pushing the boundaries. And like I mentioned earlier before about producing new spirits within the country, that's something it will happen, and it's definitely happening as we speak now. We've got some really great spirits that are being produced, which you've seen the pictures of what I've showed you before, the distilleries that we've built recently. So we are producing great quality spirits within Thailand, and that's what we are going to keep doing. And we will push the brand further, especially with Prior. Like I mentioned, what we want to do is create a network of key mixologists. That is what we want to do. Support the key mixologists, support the community. By exchanging ideas, exchanging. These. I think the guest shifts is really important, because you're taking one bartender from another country to another country, and you again to exchange ideas, and that's when you're really building up the network, and that's what we plan to do. So hopefully next year, once the COVID situation improves, you'll see that Prior will be doing more of these guest shifts in different countries, and we'll be inviting top mixologists from different parts of the world to Thailand to help share their knowledge, like people from the UK, France. All these guys will be coming to Thailand to help share their knowledge and spread their, the love and passion for the industry, and the love and passion for the spirits that they're doing.
Actually, not only me, but everybody looking forward to see this thing going to happen, or maybe will happen very soon.
Yeah, hopefully. So, like I said, we had so much planned before the COVID situation of Rise. It was such a shame, because the plans that the guys at the marketing team they did so much work, and for them to actually have to slow down for it because of the COVID situation is such a shame, because, once it does open up, once people are able to start to travel more, I think you will see that Pride will be pushed to the forefront, and people will start taking notice of the actual brand more, because we do plan to bring in some really top big name mixologists from around the world. So that's for us is what we want to do: support the community and support the actual industry. The different mixologists from around the world as well.
Cool. Looking forward for this whole new thing which you and your company getting for everyone in upcoming future. Before we end up, Paul, any guiding message you want to share with everyone?
Well, I just want to say, I appreciate everybody who's listening today, and appreciate the questions. If you have any questions afterwards, please, you can send me an inbox, if you want to find out something else. And I just want to say, all the guys within the industry, just stay strong, stay safe, and, let's support each other. If we can help each other out, that's what we should do. This is why our industry is important. That's the beauty of our industry. We are here to support each other.
Yes, I think that's the best part, that I see the beverage industry people is actually support and help each other in much better way compared to any other field, and that's the best part. So and if anybody have any question, please feel free to put in the comment box or in the Q&A box, so Paul can answer, or maybe you can direct message to Paul. He can be
send me a
really
message.
happy
Follow
back
my
your
IG. You can see my travels around Asia. I'm always gallivant. Well, I used to gallivant around Asia, but now we've been locked down for about 5 months. So I've been gallivanting home more than anything else.
Maybe that's why this kind of a live sessions are more important to share the more and more knowledge
Yeah,
which
of
people
course.
not getting right now.
Like I said,
Okay, so
if you ever see me out and about in town, don't be afraid. Come and chat to me. If you want to you want to learn something, ask me. I will try my best to answer it. If I know the
sure,
answer to it, I'm happily
that's I
always.
believe.
Yeah. But yeah,
I actually searched. I actually took out one quote about the way your company work and the way you explain everything.
yeah,
It's a very famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi. He's the one of the greatest leader from India.
yeah,
He say, in the gentle way, you can shake the world, like how you're shaking the world with your product.
yeah.
So hope the things go really well, and hope you see you and your brand more often in the market. And I can say more. Thank you very much to sharing such a great knowledge about the Thai spirit and how the Thai spirit taking over the market.
It's like I said, it's an absolute pleasure, Deepak, and I appreciate your support in inviting me along. And hopefully, the guys that are listening today, I hope you've found it quite insightful, and hopefully, you've learned something new today. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free just to send me a DM. I'm always happy to answer anything that I can. So, thanks once again for having me.
And
Appreciate the support
thank you very
and
much for joining back. And I will post this entire conversation on YouTube, and I will send you the link for the
thank you.
same.
Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you, Paul. Have a wonderful
Cheers.
day. Cheers.
Take care, bro. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
It is. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, to joining the Bartender series, the special episode about the Thai Spirit Next Level. About the next episode, I'm going to announce tomorrow who's our next guest speaker and what the topic is going to be. We try to come up with a new and interesting topics like how we did the Indian spirit, the rise of the Indian spirit, the Thai Spirit Next Level, and we're also working on something really interesting which you're going to see really soon. So stay tuned and see you in the next episode of the Bartender series, the learning session. Bye. Have a wonderful day, guys.